end of what has been a very emotional and moving day here. Your thoughts after what has happened here with this march?
It's been, of course, it's been a huge tragedy, but today people turned out to show that this town is ours and we don't accept this. And they did that in a peaceful way. And it was fantastic to hear from the police, so many people in town without any problems. It was a lot of love and hope in the air today.
There's a real determination here that I've found that people aren't going to let this guy get away with hurting the city.
We're going to punish him with democracy and love.
Deputy Foreign Minister, if I could ask you, what damage do you think has been done to Norway in the big picture?
Well, I mean, obviously the shock and horror of the events will linger on and be with us for many, many years. But I do think, as you just said yourself, that almost everyone in Norway are now extremely determined not to allow this to change the way we live, to change the way we are. I mean, we are an open, tolerant society. We have very close relations between governed and those governing. And we want to maintain these features of society, and you know, any terrorist will want to change us, and we don't want to be changed. We don't want him to change us.
You know, you mentioned that, and somebody said to me that this is the type of city that a minister can be walking down the street going to get lunch, and people can come up and say hi. Do you think that will change?
I think we will, to the extent possible, that will not change. And I don't see really anything in this particular case that should change that, because as far as we know, this is an individual, obviously with extreme views, but seemingly working on his own. He is now detained. He is not representative of Norwegian society in any way. I mean, we don't think there are that many around. You know, there's always a balance between security and risk. And, you know, if you have more police, you may protect something, but you will also lose something. So there's something very valuable in this sort of openness that we will try to protect together.
Yeah. Mr. Mayor, I've got to ask you, were you surprised when it emerged that this was a local guy? That it wasn't Al-Qaeda, that it wasn't...
I knew that it must be someone really crazy, whether it was Al-Qaeda or some other crazy people. That isn't interesting. It was a terrible mess, and now the most important thing is to go on and be sure that we are able to live our lives in a normal way, and not accept anyone to steal the city from us.
You know, to both of you, I suppose the question, you know, I have noticed this, as I was saying earlier, that, you know, I've met a bunch of ministers of the government up near the island and around here. The government obviously is part of that coming together. There just seems to be a real sense of responsibility from the government to pull together.
Well, I think it is, but I think it's very much a mutual understanding between people and government. I mean, it's very much part of the broad culture. The people want it this way. We who are politicians for the moment, we the mayors or ministers, we want it to be this way, and we are sort of working together to keep it in that way. And you should also recognize the damage that was done at the Utøya Island, not only to the people who were there, which is a tragedy, but also to the fact that this was so, in a sense, emblematical of the type of political life. You know, very down to earth, young people in tents having a political summer camp, very much cherishing participation and democracy, and then being attacked. So people see this as an attack not only on people, but on, you know, a way of life, and we want to protect that way of life. And I actually think we're going to